What's up, y'all? Welcome to my first ever YouTube video. And today I'm going to show you guys how to do ring dips. Before I get into that, I need you to know that in order for you to do ring dips, you need to be able to have, you need to have mobile shoulders, and you need to have the upper body strength to do so. If you don't have these things, then the ring dips are going to be ineffective for you, and there's a possibility you can get injured. So before you try to get just into ring dips, try to do these progressions first and then work your way towards getting your first ring dip. It took me about 4 months to get my first ring dip, and this was about a year ago, but now I'm able to do ring dips consistently. But before I did that, I progressed through these progressions that I'm going to show you in this video. Now, before I show you the progressions, I got 3 tips first. The first tip is make sure your back is straight when you're doing the ring dips and not hunched over. When you're on the top position, make sure your back's straight from the top to the bottom. Make sure you're not hunched over, bent over, or none of that. Make sure your back is straight. The second tip is make sure to rotate your arms out. Not everyone needs to do this, but if you're a calisthenics athlete and if you're trying to work on your straight arm movement, your straight arm skills, this will be a great practice for you to work on your straight arm skills, because you're going to be using straight arms with your arms rotated outwards. And also, but when you do these straight arm skills, you want to not let all the load get onto your elbow. You want to make sure you tense up all the muscles around your elbow, so your triceps, your biceps, and your forearms. Because if you don't do these things, you'll let all the load get onto your elbows and you'll injure your elbow. Now, I didn't know this when I first started out, so this is why I wear this now, because a couple months ago, where I didn't know that I had to tense up all my muscles around my elbows, I hurt my elbow, and now I need to wear this to stabilize my elbow. So let that lesson be learned for you guys, because you don't want to injure your elbow or none of that. So when you're doing the straight arm skills, when you're rotating your arms outwards and locking your elbows, you don't want to just let all the load fall on your elbows. You want to tense up the muscles around your elbows. So that's tip number 2. And tip number 3 is just make sure you have the upper body strength to do this. You don't want to go into this you don't want to get into this without having the upper body strength, because if you do go into not having the strength, you're going to be not strong enough, and the workout's not going to be effective, like I said, and you can injure yourself. So you don't want none of that. So now that I told you that, we can get into the progression now. So the first progression is going to be feet on the ground dips. So you want to lower your rings down to about lower than hip level, and I'm going to demonstrate how that's going to look and how to do the workout. So when you're doing the on the ground, with your feet on the ground dips, you want to go all the way down to your biceps. And now this is going to translate to all the other progressions, which every dip you're going to do is you're going to go down to your biceps. And make sure your back's straight. Go down to your biceps. Don't let all the load go onto your elbows. So once you're able to do around 7 to 12 reps for around 3 to 4 sets of this progression, you can move on to the next progression. But make sure you can do 7 to 12 reps for 3 to 4 sets before you do that. Now the next progression. So the next progression is going to be elevated feet ring dips. The elevated feet ring dips, you're going to put your feet on a chair or a stool or whatever you have to elevate your feet, and basically do the same thing you did in the first progression with your on the ground feet, but you're going to put your feet on a chair and have it elevated. This is the second progression. done with the first progression, you're gonna do with the second progression. Once you get 7 to 12 reps for 3 to 4 sets, you can move on to the next progression, but make sure you get 7 to 12 reps for 3 to 4 sets before. And remember all the tips I'm giving you throughout the entire workout and all the progressions. So the next progression is going to be the ring support hold. So the ring support hold is basically what it says in the name. You're going to get on the rings and you're going to hold the top position. You're going to try to hold it first for 5 seconds, then 10 seconds, and so on, and make your way up to try to get 40 seconds hold. Now it's not going to take you one day or a couple days. It's going to take you probably weeks, maybe even months to get the 40-second hold position, but trust me, you'll be able to get it. I did it, so you can do it too. But don't try to go for a 40 off the bat. Just start low, start 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, then 40. Once you get 40 seconds, you can move on to the next progression, and yeah. But for this progression, make sure to tense the muscles around your elbows. Make sure to keep your back straight and just push through it. Come on, just push through it. If you feel any elbow pain or any pain at all, then you should stop, take a break. And if you continue to feel pain, then you should stop the workout and just keep practicing the progression before, because you don't want to hurt yourself for any of that. So I'll demonstrate now how to do the ring support hold. So that's the ring support hold. You probably noticed that I'm a little bit shaky. The bar that I'm on, it's not that stable, but also I don't really practice the ring support hold that much. I just do regular ring dips now, so that's why I'm a little shaky. And you're gonna be shaky too when starting out. You're gonna be very shaky, trust me. When I first started out, I was way more shaky than I am now. In order to get just completely still, you need to get a lot of strength for that, and you need to train towards that, but you can do it. Once you get 40 seconds of ring support hold, you can get it. Once you get it consistently, then you can move on to the next progression. So the fourth progression is ring dip negatives. So if you don't know what negatives is, it's basically where you either do the eccentric or the concentric part of the workout. Only either or, you don't do both, because if you do both, that's the actual workout. If you do negatives, either the eccentric part or the concentric part. Now I'll demonstrate how to do that right now, but make sure to do this with full range of motion. So as you saw, for the negatives, you want to jump into the static position, the hold position, then slowly make your way down, and jump again, slowly make your way down, and repeat that exactly how I did it. Keep your back straight, remember all the tips I gave you, and make sure that you can move on to the next progression once you get 7 to 12 sets of negatives. 7 to 12 reps of negatives, 3 to 4 sets. And once you do that, you can move on to the next progression. So once you get all 4 progressions done, once you've done the progression before this one, now you can do the ring dip. Now you can attempt to do the ring dip. So first, start out with trying to do 3 ring dips in a row, then try to get 5, and so on. How I usually train ring dips, because I've only been training it for about a year now, I usually do 5 to 4 sets of 7 reps each set. Sometimes I add weight to it, but for beginners, don't add weight to it. Start out with 3 reps in a row, then try to get 5, and so on, as many as you can. But make sure you've done all the progressions that I've showed you before, and then now you can try the actual ring dip. And yeah, let's get to it. So that's the ring dip tutorial. All the progressions that I've done in this video, I did myself when learning the ring dips. So I think ring dips is a great exercise to do. It's great for your triceps. It's great to build up your straight arm strength, your calisthenics, static stool strength, all of that. Even if you don't do calisthenics, if you're a weightlifter or whatever you are, it's still a great workout to do. I recommend it if you're able to do it. If you're not, then do these progressions, work towards them. And yeah, this just one of my favorite workouts to do. I'm gonna be making a lot more videos, tutorials like these, other types of fitness videos, calisthenics and weightlifting videos, all of that, so stay tuned. This is my first video. I'm new to all of this, so bear with me. All my videos that I post, each video is gonna get better, higher quality. So thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.